anything else anyway, really. I
No,
don't
actually.
really like films.
I don't like TV or films.
I just knew that. I was like, bullshit. Oh man, that was brilliant. I'll be keeping that in.
You know, we were approached by a production company. There were about, I don't know how many, it seemed like there were about 4 or 5 other people pitching for it. And it went back and forth, and we were asked initially just what we felt, and we did it in quite a spy way, which they liked, but then they thought that was too obvious. So it just went back and forth. But there was an old movie, I'm trying to remember its name, an old black and white movie that was very jazz heavy, and that got mentioned, and then everyone liked the idea of the sort of drums. And there's a recent movie, isn't there? Birdman.
Yeah.
And so that got referenced, and so because we had sort of come up with that way of thinking, we were sort of ahead of the game with the other people. So I guess that's how we got the job in the end.
I think it has, because the first time, I mean, it started off mainly with drums because of that reference to Birdman. But as we started doing things like, I've got an really old bass that I play occasionally, and it's got no frets on it or anything. It used to have, but it's been filed down. All the frets were filed down, and some of the inlays have just fallen out. So it's a terrible looking thing. But we just started making noises with it and just sort of, you know, that kind of thing. And eventually that sort of fitted in with the drums really nicely. And then as things were going on, we thought, what about using a piano, but just like not in the orthodox way, you know? So we recorded some piano at our local studio up the road, and put like bits of paper in between the hammers and the strings, so it'd give it a different sort of percussive sort of sound, again sort of leaning towards the drums. And then after that we started doing the same thing. We got a guy, a flautist in, and we did the same thing with him. We just said, look, don't play, just click the little things on the flute, you know, and we could record all the little clicks. And then he did some sort of like wild bits and pieces we asked him to do as well.
Well, it goes back 30 years. So, I mean, our influences were when we first started doing, the band I was in was sort of said to be the first acid jazz and trip hop band. It was, using Miles Davis with hip hop, and then taking it up a gear and making a bit psychedelic, all sorts of things. But we were actually sampling before there were samplers. I mean, we actually had to cut up old bits of film and stuff to get voices to put on. I mean, before samplers existed. So, our influences with this was sort of us in a way, because it was just reverting back to some old tricks, we used to do back in the day.
The director, it's been a long journey for him. It's been about 5-6 years in the making, this film. Maybe, I don't know, maybe more, I don't know.
But he was a commissioner for Channel 4, wasn't he?
He was a commissioner for Channel 4.
And so after leaving that, he'd always wanted to do his own project. This was something he'd been sort of in his head for a very long time. So he's spending his time getting it absolutely right.
Yeah,
so.
There was a lot of back and forth. It's very different to say the intelligence score. We try and bring to the fore each of our sort of like talents or whatever, Mark's been a producer I'm a music producer for God knows how long now. I'm not even going to mention, just don't mention that. As far as the music is concerned, it's a lot more lighter and airier, I think, and more acoustic guitar based, really. But again, there's a lot of percussive elements, because I play acoustic guitar, but it's got quite a percussive sort of style I seem to have.
But it's finished now finally, so it'll be doing the rounds of film festivals and
by the end of the year.
By the end of the year, So have you got any particular favourite films?
I guess my favourite film is The Matrix, and I think there's some good stuff in that.
I'm weirdly passionate about French film score from the 60s. The melancholy of Francis Lay and people like that, and it's just, yeah, that's, I go straight there. I think one of the most successful film scores is Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. I just think that's fucking classic throughout, and it was the first film score that really sort of puts interesting bits of music, and it wasn't, and had those sort of highlights and stuff. So that's me.